Today's video is brought to you by Ewin Racing, the best source for gaming chairs and desks for those long gaming sessions. We have a playlist of our Ewin chair and desk videos linked in the video description below. Save 30% off of everything using the discount code TECHDEALS. More details at the end of the video. I want to address something that I think might help some people understand where I'm coming from when I talk about more cores, more performance, CPU really matters. When they look at benchmark charts and they look at their current computer and go, why would I need to upgrade? Everything works fine. I see the charts. An i5-10400 or a Ryzen 5 3600 is all any gamer needs. Well, here's the funny part. That's actually true. That is all any gamer needs, because people confuse the word need with nice to have and want. Case in point, SSDs versus hard drives. And this is in reference to a comment, thank you very much, from a gentleman from the Czech Republic, who commented that he upgraded from a Ryzen 5 3600, which is a great CPU, to a Ryzen 9 5900X, which is an amazing CPU.
Yep.
He went from 6 cores to 12 cores, and he went from Zen 2 to Zen 3, but he also gained clock speed because a Ryzen 9 5900X will do 4.6-ish gigahertz out of the box max turbo with sufficient cooling. It'll do about 4.6. The Ryzen 5 3600 is more like 4.0. So it's a clock speed increase, doubling of cores, higher IPC, doubling of chip cache from 35 to 70 megabytes of on-chip cache.
Correct.
Now, in fairness, he did not change his graphics card. He kept his same graphics card, but he did double his system RAM from 16 to 32. And if you've got a 12-core chip and you only have 16 gigs of RAM, we need to have a conversation about that. Regardless, when we started our YouTube channel in 2016, I made a number of videos about upgrading computers to SSDs. We did several pre-built machines back then. We covered a Lenovo. We covered a CyberPower PC, a $720 machine that I did an upgrade on. It did not come with an SSD. In fact, most pre-builts did not come with SSDs back then, laptops or desktops. And we made a series of videos back then about upgrading your machine, how to clone. I did several how to clone videos.
You did.
And I talked about the virtues and the benefits. If you go back to those old videos from 2016, which is 5 years ago, there were a number of people who said, SSDs are a waste of money. They don't give you more FPS. Actually, they can and they do, and especially now as games and programs and everything have changed, not having an SSD will introduce a lot of frame latency in some games. A lot of games now texture stream to your graphics card, and if you're on a hard drive, you'll actually get more stutters than you want on an SSD. Not terribly, but it exists. But the thing is, you don't put a boot SSD in your computer for FPS. You do it so your computer does not take 5 minutes to boot. Which, granted, a completely clean install of Windows doesn't take 5 minutes to boot on a hard drive, but it does once you've put everything on it and used it for 6 months.
Exactly.
You remember when you used to actually turn your computer on with hard drives and you went and made a cuppa?
I remember that. You'd press the button and then you'd go do something else and you'd come back and it was on.
I remember when I used to install Windows on computers with hard drives, you needed an afternoon booked. Between the Windows updates and the reboots and the driver installs, seriously, what I would do is if I had like an office of machines, this predated YouTube, you would like set up multiple machines in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you don't have them all going, you won't get anything done. Now, I understand about cloning and setting up new machines, but I'm talking about updating existing machines. I mean, it's a project. Now, I don't think we have very many people today who think SSDs are dumb. I think most of our viewers would say, well, yeah, if you don't have a boot SSD, you're just crazy. But just 5 years ago, people were like, you don't need an SSD. Come on, man. Put your money in your graphics card. That's where it's going to count, man. A 1 terabyte boot hard drive is all you need. Well, that's just dumb. It's true. It is all you need. But nobody's advocating that now. The same argument goes to cores. You don't need 12 cores. You want 12 cores. You just don't know it yet. Well, some of you do. Some of you, like this gentleman here, absolutely, he goes, well, okay. Because read the last line he wrote there.
He said the difference in gaming and daily use performance is night and day between his Ryzen 5 3600X 16 gigs and his Ryzen 9 5900X and 32 gigs with his 2070 Super.
How many people do we hear from
A lot.
who have done the upgrade
And went, whoa, hang on. Whee!
but you don't know it until you do it? It's like the first time you booted Windows with an SSD, you almost think, wait, something's broken. It's ready to go in 15 seconds. Something's wrong. Did it break? Did it lock up? Wait, how am I typing this quickly? I remember I would get to the Windows desktop, like in Windows Vista or Windows 7 with a hard drive. And then you go to open a program or you open a web browser and you start typing and nothing's on the screen. And it could take 30 seconds to a minute before it's really finished booting, even though it gave you the Windows desktop, before you can actually use it because it's still chugging in the background. Mm-hmm. Upgrading your cores is not about 500 frames per second. It's about the user experience of having a machine that serves you instead of you serving your computer. You don't need 12 cores today. But if you can otherwise afford it, it is a better experience. It will improve your multitasking. Yep. It will improve the speed at which games update, launch, load levels. It will improve the experience of Windows in general, and it will carry you through the next few years much more nicely than a 6-core chip will. You don't have to do it, but if you otherwise have the money, you are not wasting it. And that's, I think, the biggest point I want to make is that if you're watching and you can't afford to upgrade and you've got a 6-core chip, don't feel bad.
Just use it and just play your game.
Game on. Enjoy it. It's what you've got. It's what you can afford. That's great. But to those who have the money,
go do it.
Yeah, it's every penny. Ewin Racing has a wide selection of chairs to fit all shapes and sizes of gamers, ranging from petite to cuddly. They have something for every type of gamer. Not just sizes, but colors and material options as well, including red, blue, purple, pink, orange, and more, plus cloth and leather choices. We have over half a dozen chair and desk videos in a playlist down in the video description below. We also have a very special offer just for Tech Deals viewers. Save 30% off of everything using discount code TechDeals using our link in the video description. We have used Ewin gaming chairs for 3 years in our office, sitting on them for up to 8-hour marathon live streams. They are very comfortable, and we are happy to work with Ewin to bring you this special discount and recommend Ewin for all of your gaming chair and desk needs.